So I was just gonna do a solo video just about Trunks being released in Dragon Ball FighterZ, but then I realized, that might not be enough information for one video, so I'm gonna wait a little bit, a couple days, just so I can see what else they might have after that, because usually after someone is announced, they have some more information. And of course, just like I predicted, they had more information, but not the type that I predicted. I thought it was going to be more about Trunks, but it's actually the confirmation of 2 more fighters along with Trunks, and that'll be the complete 9 that they'll have at the start of the game's launch, because I believe that they announced that there was going to be 9, either 9 at the launch or 9 for the beta testing that's going to be happening towards the end of this summer. And the other 2 are Krillin, which kind of surprised me a little bit, but then I was like, no wait, he's the OG, like why wouldn't they have Krillin in? And then of course Piccolo, which Piccolo, I completely understand why, because he's a fighter that's not meant to be underestimated, and he's a Namekian, so of course he's going to be a high stamina, high defense type character, kind of like Majin Buu. As far as the gameplay goes, for first off, Future Trunks, I do think Future Trunks' gameplay is very solid. It revolves a lot around his sword usage. I actually kind of wished he would use his sword less than they have him, and by that I mean like, so he would convert from solid like punches or kicks into his sword hits, or sword hits into punches and kicks for more solid conversions. I mean, he already has some of those, but he uses his sword so much that I think it kind of takes away from the whole, I guess you could say, quote unquote, Saiyan heritage type thing of hands-on fighting. And kind of like in the interview that I talked about in my last video, you know, how Dragon Ball is mostly centered around punches and kicks, elbows, knees, and martial arts in general overall. But as a character, I definitely think they did a super solid job with creating his character. I do wish it was a little bit altered, of course, but other than that, really well done. And again, they did it again. His signature move where he does those big hand signs moving around really quickly is exactly replicated from how it was in the anime. Someone did a side-by-side comparison from the anime and from Dragon Ball FighterZ, and it's precisely the same. I'm not sure if I still have the GIF. I think I might have downloaded it because I saw it on Twitter one day, but if I do find it, then I'll definitely edit it in the video so you guys can see it as well. But yeah, just the accuracy they have for the characters from the anime just makes it that much more like actually being in the anime, and they did such a good job with Vegeta's Final Flash in that aspect too. That's the main one that they did the best on. As far as Krillin and Piccolo goes, I'm definitely excited for those 2, some non-Saiyan heroes that we get, because before we had Goku, Vegeta, and Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, then we got Future Trunks, and now we have 2 non-Saiyan heroes, which we need more of, because Saiyans are good, because you know everybody's going to want to pick some of the Saiyans, or at least one Saiyan on their 3v3 team. But having 2 non-Saiyans is definitely a good aspect to the game to more balance it out. I can't say the Saiyans are broken, but they're definitely the more favored, because you know they're Saiyans, of course. So of course people are gonna want to pick the Saiyans. But we haven't seen much from them. We haven't had an official trailer yet. But today there were screenshots that did come out for both Piccolo and Krillin, and they do definitely seem like well-crafted characters, especially the animation and the victory icon for Piccolo, and the animation of the Destructo disc for Krillin. Like I could definitely see Krillin being like really broken, like him being the type of character that does less damage in physical combos, but he can string his regular hits into his ki-based attacks. Like that's different from Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, to where he gets a lot of physical hits, but he has standalone ki attacks that'll definitely connect off of like jump reads or dropping your block and everything like that. I can definitely see Krillin being more based off of comboing into his ki attacks, or using his ki attacks to prevent escape and fading away from you. He wants to be that close quarter type of person. He wants to be that close quarters type of character, and for Krillin, that definitely makes more sense. Now, of course, your boy did his research when making this video, so you know I got y'all. Now, as far as the actual names and the inputs of the abilities goes, there isn't much about that or their complete moveset, but they do have some pretty interesting information as far as the stats for both Piccolo and Krillin go, and I'll definitely put the screenshots on screen. Piccolo, power 3, speed 2, reach 4, technique 4, and energy 3. Piccolo has technical skills such as extending his arms to grasp his opponent and charge techniques. He has a variety of methods to break the opponent's guard. He can fire beams at super high speeds. By long pressing the button, he could charge up for a stronger attack. He also has a technique that fires a ki blast to deal great damage. Connected from a combo, it deals even greater damage. So I'm guessing the key attack they're talking about is just his regular, ki blast. I'm just gonna say ki blast cannon because it makes more sense. But I'm guessing we can already assume that he's gonna have special beam cannon as his signature move, but they haven't really said it yet because, of course, as I said, they don't have much as far as their regular their complete moveset yet. But Piccolo is a more technical character, which I'm kind of surprised at. I thought he would be more of a defensive-based character rather than more of technical and skill-based. He has moves where he can extend his arms. Yes, I'm assuming that's going to be part of his grab. And charge technique. So his ki-based beams are more of charges, and depending on how long you charge it, or if you charge it at all, will make its intensity. That's actually really interesting because I don't know really of any other characters in this game that have charge-based moves like that. That's actually really cool. I like that. Krillin now. Power of 2. Power of 2, speed 3, reach 1. Yeah, his reach is not that great because he's short. Technique 4, energy 4. That's nice. Krillin has low power and reach, but can use a variety of techniques. Of course, he can even use Kamehameha, meaning fighting from a distance should not be a problem. See, there you go right there. Now, I didn't even remember that he actually could use Kamehameha, the Kamehameha wave, before I said what I said earlier in the video. So just forget that. Forget I even said what. He can use skills to confuse the enemy, such as the after image technique, which leaves behind an image of Krillin before turning into an attack. He can also use Destructo Disc, which is impossible to guard against. See, that's what I was hoping for. I was hoping, because like it's similar to Cell's command grab, how you can't guard against it, but Destructo Disc being the ability that it is, you can't guard against that, which I'm definitely glad that they did. After firing ki blasts, Krillin can alter their trajectory and have them explode in the sky to shoot out multiple ki blasts. Oh, that's really nice. I'm really liking how they're designing these characters. They're definitely putting a lot of thought in more like uniqueness for every character. So they're not just going to be the same with the same old movesets, but they have their different stats and abilities and strengths and weaknesses as far as comboing into his key moves or just strong key moves by themselves. And I really like that. And I wonder how they're going to implement the after image technique. Like, is it going to be like you just leave behind an image of yourself that can be hit and you just get away, or can the after image technique like move on its own so the person won't know which is the actual real one? Like, if they actually made the after image technique to where it can move on its own and attack on its own for a short period of time, that would be nice. Yo, I'm really liking Krillin. Hold up, might have to try this boy out. Frieza, Boo, and Krillin. Now that's a team right there. Alright, so yeah, that is the extent of the new info for Krillin and Piccolo that I see at this moment. If I did miss something, then I deeply apologize for missing something. And if you guys want to see me talk about what I did miss, if I did miss something, then please make sure you hit that like button for me, leave a comment below, and of course subscribe to the channel to support me even more so I can bring you guys more heated content, more hot content about Dragon Ball or gameplays or just any other theories and discussions in general. I want to thank you all for taking the time out of the day to check out this video, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace, guys. Have a good one.